if the range cooperates. And,
Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to the Kerbal space program. Last episode we went and rescued 2 Kerbals from orbit, as well as putting into a equatorial orbit of the planet the first part of a space station. We basically went and put up a science node. So this is kind of interesting, because what happens, it turns out that the missions for rescuing the 2 Kerbalnauts have not gone and completed, because it does seem that we actually have to go and bring them down to Kerbal again. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. In fact, we're going to go and try and get 3 missions finished today. We're going to go and do both of the rescue missions, and we're also going to do a little bit of recover some science from the surface of Minmus. Now yes, this may seem like a little bit of a job. In fact, this is actually the easiest one that we need to go and do. What do I mean? Well, let's go and have a look. We've currently got the Telos 2 in orbit around Kerbal. Now, what is the Telos 2? Let's go and have a look. Here we go. The Telos 2, if we all remember, was that little probe that I sent out where I messed up and have the second to last stage permanently attached to the last stage. So yeah, that wasn't the best thing to have happen, but oh well. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and actually I'm going to go turn off RCS. We don't need it as yet, because this thing can actually go and maneuver around fairly easily as is. So we don't need to worry about that. Now what we are going to go and do though is we are going to make it so we are going to go and land. Now that's also, as soon as we get a bit closer, I'm actually going to go and bring up our science little thing so it tells us what we can go and do. I suspect we may have some issues with it, although, let's actually go and warp there. Stay pointing retrograde, because I'm not convinced we're going to go and make it over one of these peaks, because it looks like we may. Let's actually go and quick save this just in case, and let's go and see if we actually do make it over, because it looks like that's very... Whoa! Nope, we didn't make it. Okay, so that's fine. After a little bit of finagling, we've managed to go and get ourselves a rather nice trajectory on the income now. Now what I'm planning to do is go and land down here first, and then after that we can go and land somewhere else. Although, come to think of it, if we go and throttle up a tad here, go and slow us down, there we go. Take us down to about 5 meters per second. We can go and land here a tad. Now we've got to be careful. Now let's go and check. Yep, all things are still working, because I had a bit of a weird malfunction before where things would not actually work. I couldn't control anything, and I did wonder, because I didn't notice whether or not I actually went out of signal. But right now we have perfect signal from where we are. So I'm not going to be too worried about this. Now, let's go and keep up our monopropellant and our fuel. So at the very least we can know how much we have. Now where is our shadow? In fact, I don't think we currently can see it. Oh, there it is. So that's where it is. That is our point of reference for getting down. Now we want to make it so that we are not going to hit with any serious amount of force. So right now all I'm really going to be doing is every time I get above 7 or so meters per second, I'm actually going to go and just slow us down, because we have got an alright amount of monopropellant. It looks like we're going to make it down quite handily. There we are. Now that's perfect. So we're now down on the surface. So what can we see? Oh, perfect. So we've got the Minmus lowlands. So that's the reason why I want to land here, because that's going to be like one of the greater flats or the lower flats. That's going to be called something along the flats. This is the lowlands. So let's do a temperature scan, and let's go and transmit that. In fact, I can turn off the RCS now. Now that has actually gone and completed one of the missions for us. So that's going to be 63,000 Kerbal dollars. So that's awesome. So that's great. So let's go and delete that for the moment. And then let's go and get an atmospheric scan. We'll send that as well. Now I doubt we can get any more by actually transmitting this. No. Alright, okay. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to nip back to the Space Center temporarily. And we're going to go and see if there are any more missions for Minmus. I doubt it. Science from around the moon. Explore the moon. Build a new surface outpost on the moon. Liquid fuel splashdown at Kerbal. Alright, okay. What's that going to give us? 41. Science from around the moon. Okay. Plant a flag on the moon. Now that is going to be a nice one to go and achieve. So I think we're actually going to go and click yes on that one. But we're going to jump back to our probe because I want a bit more science. So let's go and recontrol. And what I'm going to do is we should, if we have a look at this, land slap bang somewhere in the plane. I can't really see where we're going, so we may have to control this a little bit on the way there. So I think that should be sufficient. So again, retrograde. We just want to go and land down here. Now I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to go too far. Now I suspect there are a bunch of places we can actually go and just bunny hop to on the surface of Minmus. So let's slow ourselves down again. Just so we start coming down. And there we go. We should start making our way almost straight down on to the surface here. Now I'm hoping that still counts. Yeah, it's the Great Flats. Okay. Now I wonder, are there any other big flats we can go to? Because we had the lesser flats. And there's another Great Flat there. Was there like a little lesser flat like that kind of thing? That we went to last time? I can't remember. Because apparently this is one of the greater flats, but that looks a bit even greater. So maybe we'll try bunny hopping over there after. We'll have to go and see. But we're still on the way down now. Now I do like having this because it'll actually tell me what part of the planet I'm around, because it's hard to tell just by looking at it. But yeah, we're picking up speed on the way down, but that's fine. We can go and do a fairly large burn on the way down. Now you can see that we're also 46 kilometers away from our first landing. Right, I think, yeah, about now is the time to go and start slowing ourselves down. There we go. Now we can turn back on the monopropellant and start using this to get ourselves closer to the ground. So I always like using that to do the last little bit on the way down because it's just so convenient. Because it doesn't provide as much thrust as the actual thruster itself, well, obviously. Now what I'd like to do is somehow smash this into the ground a little bit once we run a little bit lower on normal fuel. And there we go. We are down. We can go and turn RCS off. So this is going to be temperature scan, send. An atmospheric scan, and send. Now, that is awesome as well. Now, I do, like I said, I do wonder whether or not this area counts as something else. So, I don't know. We can give it a go. So, the problem is, though, is I don't know which direction that's in relation to where we are. That takes us up a little way, and we are, in fact, going to be going over that way anyway. It does seem like anyway. So let's go and finagle this a little bit, because we just want to make it so we can get over to the other side. There we go. Let's actually just bring this a little bit closer in so I've got a bit finer control over it. There we go. So all we want is to make it so we're going to go and land in this area there. So let's extend that out a little bit. There, that should be sufficient. Now, how much burn is that going to need? That's going to need 4 seconds. Alrighty. And we're going to have to go and burn now. There we go. That should... Yep, that's put us there. We can do a little bit of an extra burn, though. So let's just go and... There we go. Perfect. So we can get rid of this, and we can go and warp there. Now, hopefully... Lowlands, yeah, that's fine. Now I'm curious. Midlands, we've already done something from the Midlands. Back to the Lowlands. Mimus Flats. Okay. So Mimus Lowlands. So I wonder what this is going to count as. So let's go retrograde. And, oh no, we are out of connection, so I can't even use the RCS. So, either we're gonna go and... Oh, wait a sec. No, wait. Is it still? It's still looking after itself on the way down. So, I'm not really sure what we're going to go and have happen here. But we're coming down at a fair clip. Hopefully, it's just going to be the rear end that's going to blow off. Nearly. It's slowed down enough. Come on. Oh no, we've lost it completely. Oh well. So we may have gone and lost our probe, but it wasn't for naught. It has given us 181 science, so that's not terrible. And that's actually going to give me the chance to go and research this, which is what I've wanted for a little while now. Now the next thing I want to go and research is these composites here, and also this here as well, because I want to go and start making a lot more stuff related to actually going and docking. Now, I suspect the very first of the 500 tier items I want to go and get is going to be the metal alloys. Why? Well, first of all, I want the largest docking port that we can get, and also I want the hub here. Not only that, but these items here, because these are going to be very nice to actually go and not only make certain types of rockets, but also to go and make better space stations. So that's going to be really nice to go and have. But in order to go and get this, we need to go and upgrade our research center yet again. But we've gone and got the science. We've gone and got the item that we want there. Now, I have actually gone and made something that should go and help us with something. Now, this is an escape pod module. It's got 8 escape pods in there, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going and attaching this to the space station. Now, what I'm thinking as well is I did do a little bit of testing with the space station, and I thought I had enough battery power up there. Turns out I don't. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm actually going to go and attach a few more batteries to this. And this should give us the charge we need to go and deal with the night cycle going around Kerbal. So that's awesome. Now, I really do like this. What have we got? As you can see, we have some liquid fuel boosters in here. And the reason being is because I actually went and got one of these donut tanks and sunk it into the bottom of the escape pod, just to give us some maneuvering kick, so we can go and get ourselves out of orbit quite easily. We've also got some RCS just for some fine maneuvering, if we actually want to go and reattach for any reason. So this is awesome. Just because we've gone and got ourselves a new thing, we've actually got the new docking port. So I'm actually going to go and attach one of them there, because we've got the docking port junior there, we've got the docking port, the actual docking port here. So this is going to be nice. And let's not forget, all of these have to have have to go and have parachutes on there, otherwise the Kerbals are never going to go and survive re-entry. Now, we are going to go and have to have this thing being attached to a rocket. So we have to go and fire up and go and bring our Kerbals back. So, what are we going to go and do? What I'm thinking is we've got a new shroud now. So, first of all, we're going to go for, here we go, a new docking clamp there. We're going to go for a payload, and we've got this. So we can go and attach this here, and this will go and quite happily go and contain all that. So that's nice. Now, I'm concerned a little bit about well, to be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit concerned about how stable that's going to be. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and strut this up. Just because, like I said, I don't trust how stable that's going to be. So there we go. Now that's strutted. That is awesome. Now all we've got to go and do is attach this to a craft to get ourselves up there. So here we go. This is our basic rocket. It's going to get us into orbit. The problem is, as well, is that, what I'm thinking, in fact, we may end up with a bunch of extra fuel left over. So what I'm thinking of doing, actually, is going and getting another docking port. So here we go. Standard Clampatron. We only want one. So we'll just plonk one about... In fact, let's plonk that there. And what I'm thinking is we can actually deconnect that and go and put in a decoupler. So we've got a decoupler. That's not the one I was after. Here we go. There we go. So what that will allow us to do is actually go and just jettison this off. And that will allow us to go and attach this on to the station. In fact, even, what we might want to even have is some monopropellant to go with this. Just because we can use this to go and then refuel a couple of our ships on the way out. Because it's only a temporary thing as well. So, because like I said, we've got the fuel up there that is kind of just doing nothing. And I'd rather have something that we could actually go and make use out of. So that's what we're going to go and do. Now, we are going to need more thrusters in order to get up there. So what we will need is, where are we? We need some more decouplers. In fact, I'm actually going to go for these large ones here. Okay, so after some modifications, after the failing to get this into orbit several times, we're going to go and give this another go. Now, hopefully, we're going to have enough fuel in order to go and do this. So, first of all, we're going to go and launch these, and then after that, we're going to go and launch this one. So, hopefully, we'll have enough fuel and enough thrust to go and do this. And also, we need to go and set controls from here. There we go. Just because that was a little bit strange, we're trying to be in control from this guy who's looking at this from a weird plane. Now, we still need to go up, but apparently according to what I've seen online is that we need... Now again, we don't want to be pushing against the atmosphere as much. If we can get away without having to do that, that'd be great. Now, unfortunately, it does feel as though this craft is extremely... it does feel as though we have an extreme inability to actually go and steer this thing. So let's go and point prograde, because apparently that's where we want to go at the moment anyway. So let's go and see what our apoapsis is looking like. Now, hopefully, we're going to have enough fuel to go and do this. So let's have a look at our stage view. Not a lot from there. So as soon as that goes, let's go and bring these down to here and stage. So let's go and have a look. Here we go. We are almost ready. So again, let's go just a tiny little bit out. So I think that's going to be sufficient. And then we're just going to have to go and circularize. Now we should have enough fuel to circularize. But we're going to have to go and see. I mean, how long is this burn going to be? 41 seconds. We should have enough fuel for that. And what we can go and do is actually go and hold Alt, right-click here and right-click here, and actually refuel these engines. So that is awesome. I only found out how to do this a little while ago. So that's great. Now let's carry on going and pointing towards our marker. I'm actually quite happy we managed to get this into orbit, because this has taken quite a fair number of attempts. I never realised it was going to take this many attempts to get us into orbit, but every time I was underestimating the amount of lift we were going to need in order to get us into orbit. Now hopefully we should be fine, and any spare fuel left over we can go and transfer back into this main tank. But we need to go and burn from about 20 seconds. So we're going to go and burn from now. And again, we're going to try and follow our target marker. Yeah, it looks like we have more than enough fuel for this. And we can always go and take fuel down here. Now, I actually thought that we were going to be able to go and... Actually... So I enabled crossfeed, but I even put some fuel piping on there. But it didn't go and give us the desired effect. There we go. So now we're circularized. And again, I'm going to go and top up our fuel... Oh, not our fuel tank, but our booster down here. And I'm also going to go and top up our engine, in fact. There we go. So this is technically empty right now, but we can go and put back whatever we don't use. And we can always come up and add more fuel to this incrementally as time goes on anyway. We've also got a tiny little bit amount of fuel here, in fact. So let's actually go... Can we actually even do that? I'm holding the wrong buttons, aren't I? Yes, I am. So, that one to that one. In. There we go. So that's going to be empty now. Yeah. Okay. So what we want to go and do is we want to go and try and get a encounter with the watchtower. So that shouldn't be that difficult. Now, what I'm going to go and do is go to the... Well... do my maneuver from the apoapsis. And then what we need to do is retract this down enough where we would go and theoretically have an encounter, because it's about there by the look of it. Yeah, we still need to go out a little further. In fact, right, okay, so I've managed to line up these here. So this is going to be interesting. Now what we want to go and do is, so where's our maximum separation? So what we want to go and do is actually line these two up if we can. And there we go, we've gone and managed to get our separation down to 0.7 kilometers. So we are going to go and want to warp there. And what we can go and do now is actually go and get rid of our shroud. Now I'm wondering, yeah, we've still got a good amount of electric charge, so this is going to be good. Now I don't want to turn the SAS on at the moment, because I don't think we really need it right now. In fact, let's actually turn the RCS on a minute. Let's make sure. Deploy the shell. There we go. Just look at that go. So we've got our escape pods ready to go. And we're going to have to go and burn in about an hour, because we have to go and do a couple of revolutions in order to go and get this. Now the issue at the moment is because we're in such a low orbit, we can't actually go and time warp all that quickly. So that is a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm thinking about actually doing something a little bit different with this station after we are finished with putting it together. Now the burn itself is not going to be very long at all, and I don't know how long we're supposed to. In fact, I'm actually going to turn RCS off, just because that's using RCS in all of the command pods. I don't want that to happen. We do have control, although the control is a little bit more iffy, but that's fine. It's not like it's going to be a massive, massive problem. There we go. We are now aligned yet again, so we can speed this up a little bit until we are very close. So here we go. Now I'm going to go and do this incrementally, because I don't know how much of a burn we're going to need, because it doesn't say. So there we go. Tiny little burn there. There we go. We overshot that just a tiny little amount, but that's fine. Now, that's great. So we can actually go and let's have a look. Remove this. So now we can actually see what our current separation is. Alright, so let's bring that up. 1.9 kilometers is fine. So let's actually go and warp here. And we're going to go and point retrograde. So we're not moving all that fast in relation to our target. Now, where is our target? There it is. So we're over that way. That's the watchtower. You know, I've actually gone and changed the settings so I can actually see where everything is. So this is helping drastically. So let's actually go and bring our relative speed down. And we're also going to want to go and point ourselves to the opposite side of the watchtower so we can actually go and start moving towards. Now this is all going to have to be done very slowly. There we go. We are now moving directly towards the watchtower. So again, I'm going to go and point retrograde. And as soon as we get there, we're going to start slowing ourselves down. Okay, so right now we are alongside, so what we're going to have to go and do is jump over and go and decouple here. Now, there's... I really wish there was a way we could have actually gone and drained the fuel from this and put it over to the other one, but I didn't have the docking ports there at the time. So, let's go and decouple. No, we don't want this one, we want you. Because what we can do now is turn on the RCS. Actually, we don't have any RCS. Alright, well, looks like we're going to have to go and just send this on its way. So let's get back. Here we go. We want this one. So what we want to do now is actually go and dock. We're going to want to go and line ourselves up with the station. The ability to go and dock. Now what I want to be able to do is to set the docking ring as our target. There we go. Now we are travelling directly towards it. The issue I've got though, we're not facing the right direction. To kind of just set ourselves. There we go. That's looking a lot better. It's still not perfect, but it's better. Yeah, we're still not lined up. Doing this in a three-dimensional plane is a little bit awkward. Now, there we go. I think, yes, we've just docked. So that is awesome. Look at that. Now, that was a little bit finicky, and I'm actually going to go and quickly check that our orbit is fine. Yeah, our orbit seems to be alright. Because I was worried about knocking into everything. So we've got the escape pod debris over there, and I'm pretty sure we have the other rocket flying off somewhere else. But right now, we have a satellite, well, not a satellite, a station even, in orbit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go and extend both these ladders. Because this actually goes and fills in the gaps around the materials bay here. We can also go and extend the... Actually, no, that's not going to extend the antenna just yet. So, do we have anyone in here right now? Let's go and have a look where everybody is. No, looks like everybody is in here. Okay, so what we need to go and do is we need to go and get Bob Kerman to go and EVA. So he can let go. And he can go and get himself into the science pod. So he's going to be able to grab on now and go on board. Now also, what I want to go and do is actually want to go and... No, it's not landing gear. We want to go and toggle the lights group. So there we go. Look at that. We've got all the lights on. And we've gone and deployed all our solar panels. So that's epic. Now, what we want is we need to go and get 2 of these back from orbit. Now, I believe it was these 2, in fact. But before we do that, let's actually go and level up crew. There we go. Because they've gone and gotten their experience. Now, the question is, no, Bob Kerman is still only rank 2. But everybody else is up to rank 3. So that's epic. Can we rank up the crew here as well? Oh no, she's already ranked up. Okay, epic. So who was it we needed to bring back was the question. Julian, Kerbal. So you need to come back. So you need to EVA. And you need to get into one of these pods. So let's let go RCS. So grab and board. Right, so question is which one's she getting to? There she is. She's in that pod there. So what I'm going to go and do is we're going to go and decouple. And that is... Can we actually go and control from here? No. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. So let's actually go and extend that out and attach that down there. Ah, seems we don't have any fuel left over. Okay, alright. Oh well. Can we actually activate engine? Activate engine. Ah, yeah, we don't have any fuel. Great, okay. But we do have monopropellant. The question is, orbit, SAS. We can't go and do that. So, ooh, wow. Well, I know why we can't use the SAS is because she's actually a scientist and not a pilot. I should have really put a probe controller on these things. And the question is, right now, our periapsis is 64,000. So that is actually going to go and achieve re-entry. So that's great. So we will be able to go and get her down. Now I'm having to babysit this thing going all the way down because I cannot keep it pointed retrograde because I didn't think that I'd really need the ability to do so. Also goes to show that these are not designed as well as I thought they were going to be. But we're nearly through the atmosphere, so we should be okay. Now, I'm having to just kind of just roughly point the heat shield through. But there we go, we're through the worst of it. So we should be able to go and... Because just look at how that's flying. That really shouldn't be doing this. But, oh well. We can speed it up a little bit more now. And there we go. There goes the parachute. So this should be a very nice little splashdown. There we go. Now, I love the physics on these things. They're not exactly working the way they're supposed to be. But either way, let's go and get this down. And I don't think, yeah, we can't go and instantly swap back to the watchtower. So let's get this splash down and let's go and get our pilot back. Now hopefully the pilot's not going to be as much of an issue as this one was. But there we go, that's one of them back. So let's recover the vessel. So we've now got her back, so she's now ready for assignment. But that means that we've now got a world first milestone, performed a docking manoeuvre around Kerbal. So that's great. So we can delete that, and we've gone and completed our contract. So that's 53,000 Kerbal dollars. That's epic. Although we did spend quite a bit getting them up there this time. So let's go back to the watchtower. So we're going to go and take the one that is opposed, well, opposite the one that we've just launched off. So let's actually go and see if this is actually any use for pilots. So we can grab and we can board. So what we want is we want to go and decouple. And here we go. So can we actually go and... No, we still can't go and select SAS. So this is going to be interesting. So yeah, these pods themselves... In fact, I just realised I went and jettisoned the wrong one. Yep, I actually went and jettisoned the one next to her. So that is... yeah. So control from here. Decouple. Yeah, that didn't quite go as I had planned, but we can actually go and select SAS at least. So we can turn RCS on now and go and start getting ourselves into a re-entry at the very least. So that was a bit of a mock-up. I really should have checked that beforehand, but oh well. And I've got to say, this one is a lot easier. In fact, I barely need to do anything here. In fact, let's actually go and slow this down because we don't want to go and speed this up too much coming into re-entry. And we're just about getting through the re-entry effects, so we're very soon going to be able to go and launch our parachute. Or deploy our parachute, I should say. So this is going to be nice to be able to get her down onto the ground. Well, into the water for a splashdown. But fundamentally, these things do work, although I was hoping that these little thrusters here would actually go and do a little bit more than just make this thing look more than just a command module. And here we go. Rescue number 2 is now completely complete. So there we go. Awesome. And there we go. So no scientific data from this. That's fine. And we got a bunch of parts back. And we got paid. So reputation's gone up as well, it seems. So there we go. Let's go and have a look here. Yep, we got 10 reputation from this, and we got 80,000. So overall, I think we're actually in a bit of profit from sending those things up. I'm not 100% certain, but oh well. But now we can actually go and have a look over here, and we can see that we've only got 5 active, so that's great. Now, we do have these ones that are available for making something on the moon. Test the mainsail while splashed down. I suppose we could do this one, because this one won't be all that difficult. So anyway guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Like it if you've liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you, that's what the comments are for. If you don't want to miss any videos from me, go and smash that bell icon, join the notification squad. You know you're not going to regret it. I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming. You guys, as always, have been epic. I will see you soon. And until next time, my fellow commanders, keep flying. And until next time, my fellow Kerbalnauts, keep flying and stay shiny.